everybody! It's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. And we've come to that part of the year where we have another top 10 revised version of all the top 10 hottest video game women. Seeing as how new titles came out, there might be new entries into the list. Remember the rules. No goddesses and no superheroines. So let's take a look at it, starting with number 10. Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series. Lara Croft is legendary. The buxom British babe has to stay on this list. The top 10 will always have her, but the reason why she's number 10 still is because there hasn't been a new title. Even so, Rise of the Tomb Raider showed her off in so many wonderful ways. But with a third entry being announced, it makes you wonder, are you going to take my advice and make her go on missions where she has to wear a dress? I mean, she should wear a dress, right? With that magnificently curvy body, it would only be fitting if she were to fit in a dress and climb a ladder. That'd be nice. But Lara Croft, as I've said, since the late and mid-90s, has always been a mainstay on a list like this, and she will remain, but with the new game, we'll see if she moves higher or stays where she is. Number 9, Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Here's a chick that, although was created by a terraforming program from the genetic material of a nerd, still turned out to be really nice to look at. She's good with a spear and a bow and arrow and destroys lots of machines. She can even kill animals and help people out. The only problem with Aloy, despite the fact that she's nice looking without makeup and seems to have a nice figure, is that she never wears anything that's revealing. I mean, there are women that wear dresses in the big cities in this post-apocalyptic Earth. Why can't you follow suit? Might not be good armor, but hey, who gives a shit about that in Japanese video games? Number 8, Anta Kamaki from Persona 5. There is not much to be said about this gorgeous blonde teenage model from your Shujin Academy High School in Japan in Tokyo. This bitch is so gorgeous. She's got an amazing figure. The only complaint is, despite her naive, pure, innocent, and somewhat ditzy behavior, she really doesn't show any interest in your main character despite the fact that she is the lover's arcana. But even so, she is gorgeous, absolutely stunning, and one of the few bright spots of a really bad game. Seriously, this game's shit. Number 7, Samus Aran from Metroid, from Samus Returns in Metroid. The thing about this is the reason why Samus, who was once number 1, is now number 7, is because of the fact that it was a 3DS game and you don't really see much of Zero Suit Samus unless you get that great ending and the 100% and all that stuff. She still looks great though, and they are sticking to that other M version where she is pretty well endowed in all areas. But now that they've announced a Metroid Prime 4, despite so many people saying they want a 2D Metroid, blah 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 blah, let's see her in 3D, first-person shooter, and if we can get the best ending, what they're going to show her off as. That would be nice. But with Samus Returns being the first new Metroid title, which was actually a redo of the second and old Metroid title in a long time, and with a 4th Metroid Prime being announced, really begs the question, just how hot are they going to make her? Number 6, ChunLi, another mainstay because ChunLi was one of the first ever crushes we young men had back in the early 90s when Street Fighter II came out, and boy, she just keeps getting better with age. And by better with age, what I mean is the new skins they've released for her. New bikini skins, new training fighting clothing something or other skins, sleeping skins, and of course, one of my personal favorites, business attire. There are very few things sexier than seeing ChunLi in her sweet innocence wearing glasses, a silk blouse, and a skirt, and doing an upside down spinning heel kick. That is probably one of the most attractive things you can have in a video game, especially one where it's kind of cartoonish looking. And even so, it is a sight to behold. Number 5, Sonya from Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valentia. Now, I could have gone with the main character, Celica, but that fucking decision just drives me nuts. I mean, really, what is wrong with you? Anyway, Sonya is all of the above. She is gorgeous. She is voluptuous. She keeps herself nice and effeminate, despite the fact that she can be quite the magician and quite the tank. The magical tank that she can be, especially since her initial item that she has equipped is a steel shield, which gives her even more defense. Once she becomes a priestess, Sonya is pretty much impenetrable. Now, you could decide to go with the mercenary Dean, but you'd probably not be attracted to women at all if that was the decision you made. Especially seeing as how you can never get enough magicians in that game especially, and just look at her. She's amazing. Even in her little 2D sprite, she's amazing. She is, without a doubt, an amazing, wondrous character to have on any team, especially when you can talk to her and look at her. What more do you need? Number 4, Lara from Street Fighter V. I know it's a cheat. I know you're not supposed to put 2 from the same game on the list. But, really, are you gonna blame me? Lara was number 2 last year, and this year she moved down for specific reasons that we're going to get into soon enough. But if you look at her, there is very little you can argue with. She's got the curves, she's got the boobs, she's got the ass, she's got the new skins that show even more than the original ones did, which show a lot as they are. And on top of that, her fighting style requires her to touch you in so many places. And she goofily and happily gets into fights all the time. Lara was a great addition to a game that already had well representation in the feminine department. And she will remain atop many others in the list as I dream of her being atop me as often as I possibly can. Number 3, Bayonetta from the Bayonetta series. Now, Bayonetta was one for the last 2 years, but again, it's been so long since we've had a Bayonetta game. However, Nintendo and Sega have heard the call because they did announce a 3rd Bayonetta title, and I can't wait to see that. Because seriously, Bayonetta is definitely the most attractive, wondrous creature that video games has produced. And with the lifelike appearance and movesets, you can see just how feminine she really is, as well as how deep she is, as I've said so many times before. She is such a deep character. There's so much to her, aside from just being a sexual innuendo on high heels. She is great to play as, she is tremendous in so many excellent games that are very underrated, and above all things, I love looking at her, and I love listening to that hot voice of hers. Bayonetta's got nothing wrong with her, so it must be 2 magnificent women that were able to leapfrog over top. Before we get into those top 2, let's give a little credit to those that didn't make the list. Some honorable mentions. So who did make the elite list? We'll start with number 2 being Pyrrha from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This is a very late entry, and I mean very late entry in the fact that I only saw her in a game that I started playing 2 weeks ago. Now I did see pictures of Pyrrha, but I didn't really know what her name truly was, and I sure didn't know what her role in this game is. However, now that I've seen it, it's fucking magnificent. I don't know what makes it better about Pyrrha. She's got a sweet, heavenly manner about her. She's got probably the most amazing body any video game character's ever had. That includes the polygon Lara Croft, who they just made her boobs tremendous to the point where it was just getting idiotic. It fits her becomingly, and on top of all that, she can then transform into Mithra, which is a blonde, even more scantily clad version of her. So how can you go wrong with that? She's got amazing powers, she's got amazing abilities, she's a blade that was made by the original architect, so she is extraordinary beyond all blades which already have amazing powers and abilities. And on top of that, she cooks and cleans and does what she can to please her personal driver, who's a goofball named Rex. What more could you ask for other than what the top seat will give you? And who is the number 1 hottest woman in video games at this point? Camilla from Fire Emblem Warriors. I adore this character. Could it be because she battles on the back of a wyvern with a giant axe? Could it be that she can also use magic and she's beautiful and has the curves in the body? Could it be that she dresses like an Orient whore? Whatever it is, I'm madly in love with her. And Tecmo, being Tecmo, you know, the DOA guys who gave us those boob jiggling physics, they were able to take what Nintendo already made gorgeous and make it even better. When she rides in on that wyvern, it's amazing. When she has her pose after victories, it's even more amazing. Everything about Camilla is fantastic. I've absolutely fallen for this character to the point where she has usurped so many that could have been at the #1 spot, but it is all Camilla, and thank you Nintendo and Tecmo for accentuating that. So that's my list for this year. What'd you think? Leave your comments, questions, and criticisms below. I thank you all for watching. I have more for you soon to come, so stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.
Reverberating, demonstrating all they say eye for an eye. Never go back, far from attack. Solidarity won't lie. Only you're scared, devils don't dare. We all pray they don't abide. Disillusive, so reclusive, self-inflicted, destroyed by pride.